It was a vibrant fall day in Geneva, Switzerland, when we visited this true queen of the cinema. A woman who for half a century now has possessed the rare glamour, elegance, and presence that draws millions of us to the movies.
So this is the Oscar for two women. This
Sophia
is,
Loren,
these are the Golden Globes.
the Italian actress, has made more than 80 movies since she burst onto the screen as a teenager. A child of the slums near Naples, she was 15 when the director, Carlo Ponti, plucked her out of a beauty contest to guide her film career. She and her 88-year-old husband have been together ever since and have raised two sons.
Do you know how many awards you got
No, I
in
never
your
counted
whole career?
them. No. One day I will count them.
Ms. Loren was interviewed for us at her home in Geneva by Italian TV journalist Lily Gruber. Ms. Loren needs no further introduction. As for Ms. Gruber, she is the anchor of the premier newscast on Italian television. You'll see why.
If your mother hadn't pushed you so much toward becoming an actress, would you have chosen a completely different career?
I think I was born to be an actress. I wanted to be an actress. I still want to be an actress.
Let's make a little footnote on your father. You've seen him only a couple of times in your life.
No, a little more than that. I mean, three or four times. I mean, little times, yes.
So what have you learned from your father about men?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No. Nothing, because otherwise my life would have been a mess.
Why?
Well, because my father was not a father. My father was somebody that was coming on and off without really treating us like we were his own children. So I had to look somewhere else to be able to have a normal life in my life. I was very lucky to meet on a very young age, 15 and a half, my husband, Carlo, and without knowing, I was looking then also for a father figure. And that's what I found in him. What I needed was protection, was a person that I could trust, was a person that could protect me, was a person that would make me feel serene and tranquil, because I had a very tough childhood. And all these kind of things I really found in Carlo when I met him.
Mm-hmm. It seems to me that what is lacking here is passion, which is actually something that you want in a relationship as well, right?
Who is lacking passion?
You?
Not at all. I think it goes with it. If you came from the background I came from, the last thing you think about is passion, because there are so many things that you have to explain to yourself that you want, essential things, and you can eat anytime you want to, and you can have money anytime you ask for. And then you think, when you are relaxed about all these kind of things, which are the base of life, for a child who was 15 and a half years old, then you start thinking years later, about 2 or 3 years later, about passion. From when I was 19 years old, the passion was always there.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure, but but when you meet a person and you fall in love with a person and you are in love with this person, do you think that love is always the same from 20 years until they die? No. Love changes according to the events of life. It must change. I think it's the law.
No sugar? No sugar.
Sugar, yeah, sure. Why not?
One.
But for her fans, Sophia Loren continues to stoke the fires of two raw emotions. Passion is one, the other is sex.
Yeah. Is to be sexy something that a woman can learn, you think?
Madonna, I don't know. I think I don't know, you are or you are not. It depends on how people look at you, and you realize that you're sexy at the time that they look at you. I think that this, I don't think it's something that you can decide to do.
When did you realize that you are very sexy?
Never. I don't even know now if I'm sexy.
Oh, come on, you're joking.
It's true, it's true. I don't know.
But you are known all over the world as a sex symbol, actually. Do you like it? To be
When they say
considered?
so, I like it, yes. Yes. And I like to seduce and to be seduced. Yes, I like that.
Have you done it many times in your life?
No, my darling. You know my life. No, absolutely not.
Oh,
And if I do that, I do it always for joking.
Oh,
Not
always just
serious-
joking?
Not seriously, no.
Why not?
Well, because I'm a woman of a certain age, and I can't do that. I'm a mother of 2 wonderful boys, and I would never do that seriously. I just do that for joking, playing like an actress. Yes, I do that.
Sophia, let's talk about beauty. Is there a recipe for how to keep young and
Well,
beautiful?
I think that you have to renew life day by day. I think you have to be serene and satisfied for what you are, and take from life what generously life offers you still.
Sophia, are you still firmly against plastic surgery, or do you ever think of getting some nips and tucks?
Well, I'm not against plastic surgery. I think that if a woman is obsessed by her beauty and she looks at herself in the mirror every day and she sees a wrinkle here, a wrinkle there, and she gets this kind of nightmare all day long, I think you have to do something about it. But otherwise, I think it's absolutely fine not to have plastic surgery, because if you have plastic surgery, first of all, you change completely your features, and there is no coming back. I like for a person of a certain age to look as she is, with the years that went by,
Well, how do you
and
do
happy,
it?
nice wrinkles.
But you have no wrinkles. I mean, you're perfect.
What can I do?
And we can say that you're 65.
Ma mannaggia te. Of course, everybody knows I'm 65.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows I'm 65.
Are you on a diet?
No. I cannot diet. No. I don't overeat. I eat things that are good for me. And I exercise. I walk for an hour every morning in the park, which is very good for your health. And that's all. I mean, that's all.
Clark Gable said once about you, that girl makes you think all the wrong thoughts. And William Holden said, I never saw so much woman coming at me in my entire life.
Madonna.
Now, with all due respect, Carlo Ponti has never been considered very handsome. And he's 22 years...
Because they never saw him with my eyes. At the base of the relationship, it's a great love and a great respect for each other. Otherwise, it's impossible. But it's always the woman who keeps the marriage together, not the man. I don't know why, because it's true.
Did you ever think of breaking up your marriage?
Never. No.
Did Carlo ever think about it?
I don't know, you ask him.
I'll ask him.
I don't think so. I don't really think so.
I'm sure. Federico Fellini, in an interview for 60 Minutes, said about aging that it was physical decadence that bothered him most, and the fact that he was not able to make love 6 times a day anymore.
Ma figurati. He never did that. I saw the interview. He was being very Italian when he said that.
Why did you
the
say
Italian macho.
Yeah, but he was joking also.
With great affection, I say that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
No, but it means also that sex is still important even when someone is getting older, isn't it?
I think so, but I don't think these kind of things one has to discuss them in an interview. It's something very discreet, it's something very intimate, and it's something that you want to keep for yourself.
So you're not going to tell us anything about it? Okay, okay.
I get so tired of just being told I'm pretty.
It's Sunday Morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
The 1955 movie Picnic with William Holden co-starred a young Kim Novak, who went on to an even bigger role in a classic Hitchcock film just a few years later. These days, she's playing a very different role, a long way from Hollywood. Mo Rocca has the Sunday Profile.
On exhibit at a recent art show in Youngstown, Ohio, an interpretation of Alfred Hitchcock's 1958 film Vertigo, which starred Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak. The artist of this painting? None other than Kim Novak.
My art is really my love. It's where my heart is, you know.
I've been following your movies since the 50s.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you, appreciate it.
In the 1950s and early 1960s, Kim Novak was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. She's most famous for Vertigo, about the obsession of a retired police detective with a mysterious blonde named Madeline, and his attempts to remake a brunette named Judy into Madeline.
If I let you change me, will I do it? I do what you tell me. Will you love me?
Yes. Both women were played by Novak.
Was it a challenging role, or I should say roles, for you?
Well, you know, it's absolutely wonderful, because the wonderful thing about Alfred Hitchcock is, in one way, he is obsessed with changing you. The physical sense of the character has to be exactly the way, but he allows you total freedom in the way you play the part.
But freedom doesn't exactly describe the studio system that controlled Hollywood in the 1950s. When Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia Pictures, put a then 21-year-old Marilyn Pauline Novak under contract, he intended to make her over, starting with her name.
He wanted me to be Kit Marlowe. You see, they made up their mind behind my back. We all decided your name is going to be Kit Marlowe. I said, I'm not going to be Kit Marlowe. How can I be Kit Marlowe? I said, I understand I won't be Marilyn, but I will not be Kit Marlowe.
Novak's upbringing in Chicago seemed to have prepared her well for standing up to the man Time magazine once called a Hollywood despot.
Harry Cohn was frightening, and my father was frightening. They had that in common.
Novak's father was a railroad worker and strict with his youngest daughter.
Well, your father had tried to make you right-handed, right?
Yes, yeah.
When we spent time with Novak on her ranch in rural Oregon, it was apparent that her conflicted feelings toward her father remain raw.
I loved my father. I adored my father, but it terrified me. He was a fine man in his way.
But he was tough, yeah?
He was a tough man. I loved him. And I hated him. But I loved him more than I hated him.
Right.
When it came to dealing with Harry Cohn, the newly named Kim Novak had a novel approach.
You brought him fudge?
I brought him chocolate fudge at Christmas, and I remember him actually tear up.
Did you have affection for him?
No, not really.
You didn't?
Well, although in a way I did, because he made good movies, you know. He always picked out good movies for me, and I appreciated that.
Good movies like 1955's Picnic, where the 22-year-old starred opposite William Holden. If this dance scene crackles with electricity, Novak says that's because a tornado was approaching the Kansas town where they were shooting.
And I think the electricity in the air had so much to do with all that we were feeling. And we were both charged with all that energy that was out there.
The life of an actor wasn't something Novak expected. She thought she'd become a poet or a painter, but modeling work brought her out west.
When you got to Los Angeles, were you thinking, I'm going to take this town?
Oh, God, no. I was so shy.
Soon Novak was working with some Hollywood heavyweights, in front of the camera and behind, including Hitchcock, who knew exactly how he wanted his leading lady to look.
Tell me about the wardrobe for Vertigo. What happened?
I went to Edith Head, you know, that suit's going to drive me crazy and I have to wear black shoes. I hate black shoes. And she says, well, I think, my dear, you better talk to Hitchcock about that.
The gray suit Novak wore as Madeline was form-fitting.
She said, yes, my dear, that's exactly what I want you to wear. I think it will be very happy in that.
He wanted you to be uncomfortable.
Exactly. That's what I realized. I have to have that discomfort. I need to feel uncomfortable in it, and that's the way my character should feel.
Did you like Hitchcock?
I adored him.
But Novak didn't always adore Hollywood. When Harry Cohn died suddenly in 1958, she found herself professionally adrift, offered mostly beach movie scripts. In 1966, she left Hollywood.
You know, I wasn't going to wait around.
Right.
And I thought, you know, what I'd like to do, if I have my choice, I'm going to go to Big Sur and go back to painting. And for better or worse, I left Hollywood. I let in very few people in my life, and I got involved with animals in my life.
And not just cats and dogs.
I had to learn who I was again through animals, because animals know who you really are.
The animals don't care about box office.
Exactly,
Right.
or money or anything else.
With all the animals in her life, it's perhaps no surprise she married a veterinarian, Robert Malloy. Novak's life these past few decades has been quiet, even idyllic, mostly. In 2014, when Novak made a rare public appearance at the Oscars,
It's been a long time.
social media lit up with vicious comments about her appearance, including one from a soon-to-be President Trump.
I had a skin doctor give me fat injections, which were in the wrong place, which made my face look fatter. But I still would have rather Trump hadn't said that.
And so did Mr. Trump. In an interview with the New York Times in 2015, he said about his tweet, "I would have preferred I didn't send it. That was done in fun, but sometimes you do things in fun and they turn out to be hurtful, and I don't like doing that." Novak sought refuge in her painting, as she has for most of her life.
What did painting do for you after you came home from the Oscars?
It was a tool for me. It was a tool that I could express what I was feeling, whether it's good feelings or bad feelings. In that case, it was bad feelings. But it was like all of a sudden, who cares what Donald Trump or what anyone else thinks of you?
Painting is more than an avocation for her. At that recent show in Youngstown, Ohio, she felt the love.
Thank you so much for taking time out.
I love you.
Thank you.
Now on the cusp of turning 87, Kim Novak is still finding herself.
Well, how much of Kim Novak was a put on, an act, a persona?
All of it and none of it. I don't know. And I don't understand what I said, but yet I do.
Norfolk, Nebraska is a small, friendly town. Chances are you've never heard of it, except as Johnny Carson's boyhood home. His house is still here. But for veteran actor Bruce Dern, This place deserves a tip of the hat for far more than that. In many ways, he's waited his career to get here.
Out here, you know, it's not the end of an era.
Yeah.
It's ongoing.
He spent much of the frigid winter here in Nebraska last year.
Well, you told the sheriff that you were walking to Nebraska.
That's right. To get my $1 million.
Shooting with director Alexander Payne.
We are now authorized to pay $1 million to Woodrow T. Grant of Billings, Montana.
He turned in a performance that has already earned him the Best Actor award at this year's Cannes Film Festival, and just may put him in the running for an Oscar, too. The film is called Nebraska.
Dad, leave me alone.
Dern plays the cantankerous and not so gracefully aging Woody Grant, who insists on walking across 4 states to claim sweepstakes winnings, which his son, played by Saturday Night Live alum Will Forte, says don't exist.
Let me take you home.
Going to Lincoln. It's the last thing I do. I don't care what you people think.
Listen to me. You didn't win anything. It's a complete scam. So you got to stop this, okay?
I'm running out of time. I knew when I saw the script on paper that I had to play the role. I don't mean they wanted me to have to do it, but Bruce Dern had to find a way to be able to play this role.
At 77, it's been a long wait. We talked to him in the tap room, a hideaway in the historic Langham Hotel near his home in Pasadena, where he wrote his autobiography. A lifelong runner, he writes that his career has always more closely resembled a marathon than a sprint.
Have you missed a day?
Oh, yeah. The longest streak I had is 17 years where I didn't miss a day, but I think...
17 years?
Yeah.
He knew when he came to California, fresh out of the actor's studio in New York some 50 years ago, that he'd be running behind other leading men. Famed director Elia Kazan told him so, flat out.
He said, when you get out there, it's going to take you a long, long time. And nobody's going to appreciate what you do until you're in your late 60s. Well, that was thrilling to hear at 24 years old, you know.
Very prophetic, though, now, right?
Yeah, well, but who knows that then?
He started off in westerns, like Gunsmoke, and always found a way to make himself memorable. But over the course of more than 80 films and countless TV shows, Bruce Dern was rarely the star. Early on, he showed a knack for playing the unhinged.
Turn around, I want you to see this coming! I said stop!
In The Cowboys, he even shot John Wayne, in the back, no less. He moved on to other dastardly deeds. In Black Sunday, he tried to blow up the Super Bowl using the Goodyear blimp. Even his recent Emmy-nominated role in HBO's Big Love was less than savory.
I don't believe in second chances.
Did you ever, though, get tired of playing the wacko, psycho, terrorist?
No, because they're just guys that live just beyond where the buses run. And that's the way I've always looked at it. I mean, who knows who's out there? I just know that they're out there.
The underbelly of society is exactly the opposite of his high society upbringing. Bruce Dern was born into old money in Winnetka, Illinois. His grandfather, George Dern, was governor of Utah and later went on to become Secretary of War under FDR. His great-uncle was Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Archibald MacLeish. So when Dern dropped out of the University of Pennsylvania to pursue acting, his family largely disowned him.
When I decided to become an actor, I was going to make a living pretending.
That's what they thought?
Yeah, they thought that that's what acting was, pretending. And if you're not going to pretend, then you'd better be Jimmy Stewart.
So they just didn't really get it, did they?
No, well, they never got it.
But others did. Soon he was working with legendary directors like Alfred Hitchcock.
Remember when we were kids?
And he was playing opposite his best friends, Jack Nicholson and Robert Redford, just to name a few.
Mr. Gatsby, I understand that you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly.
Dern was definitely getting noticed. but still wasn't getting top billing.
As all of your contemporaries were doing these big movies and getting lead roles, you said you were never jealous. You were just worried about when your time was going to come.
I was worried if my time would ever come, where I would get a chance, a shot at those kind of roles.
If it's over with us, it's over.
And then came Coming Home.
Well, what are you saying? That you're not even going to make the effort?
What I'm saying is, I do not belong in this house.
His role as a returning Vietnam vet opposite Jane Fonda earned him an Oscar nomination. And yet, something still didn't feel right.
The difficulty for me was I started getting a lot of congratulatory stuff for the performance and for the movie, and I never served myself. I felt bad about the fact that I hadn't done that, and I was being somebody who had done that.
1, 2, 3, movie star.
Good to see you, Michael.
All the buzz surrounding his current role, fortunately, carries with it no such guilt.
And of course, the Bruce Dern.
In fact, at a special screening of Nebraska in Nebraska last Monday, Dern was treated as the state's newly adopted son.
There's a pioneer spirit in every community here.
It's more than just the attention. Ever since he finished shooting the movie, he says he's been carrying a piece of the heartland with him.
You can go any place in the world and see and eat sunset, beat that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's appreciation for everything here, and that's what made me like it more than any place I'd done a movie before.
It's finally all coming together.
We love you.
His daughter, an Oscar-nominated actress in her own right, Laura Dern, says it's about time.
People come up to me now like they're family members. Oh my God, I've always loved your dad. I'm so excited. The poster, his hair. I can't wait to see this movie. Bruce Dern deserves this more than anybody. You know, like they are champions of dad.
Oh, there was a jumbo too.
He's been married for 44 years to his wife, Andrea.
She's the perfect age.
And is now a doting grandfather, too. This, in fact, may be the only place he's happier than on a movie set. It's not that an Oscar would send Bruce Dern off happily into the sunset. He says there's still more work to do. But, using one of his famous sports analogies, he says, it sure would be nice to make it into the playoffs.
It'd be wonderful to win whatever you could win, obviously. But what I think about is that I got an at-bat in a crucial situation. A bunch of folks seem to be recognizing that, among many other people, Bruce Dern could also play.
Lee Grant has been studying her face for more than 80 years, and so have we, on stage, on television, and in movies like Shampoo.
I mean, you have no respect for me.
Valley of the Dolls.
Jennifer, why don't you remember him as he was?
And In the Heat of the Night.
What kind of a place is this?
For 4.5 years, sitting in her Manhattan apartment.
And this was the desk that I wrote on. This is the desk that I used for makeup.
The Academy Award-winning actress and director confronted her past, writing it all down by hand. The result is a new, thoroughly honest memoir, I Said Yes to Everything.
My real name is Yova Haskell Rosenthal.
Yova's family had a vision for her. A life of fame and glamour, maybe as a dancer.
Rich American with a slightly English accent, you know, what they saw in the movies.
There was play acting going on.
Not play acting. There was just a yearning, a wish, an immigrant's wish, and it all depended on me to carry out the wish.
To make that wish come true, she threw herself into studying theater. Her early training led to a part in the 1949 Broadway play Detective Story, a role she repeated in the film. It earned her the first of 4 Oscar nominations, but as quickly as she had ascended, it all came crashing down.
I was blacklisted from the time I was 24, an actress, 24 to 36.
Your prime years.
Can you imagine? 24 to 36.
Are you a member of the Communist Party? Or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
Starting in 1947, the House Un-American Activities Committee subpoenaed actors, directors, and writers to discover if the entertainment industry was indoctrinating Americans with communist ideology.
What did you think about communism at the time? And was it something that you were passionate about?
I knew nothing about it, and it was one of the big rifts between my husband and myself. He was a communist, and I didn't have the base for that kind of philosophy. I just couldn't understand it.
Not only was Grant in love with an American communist, screenwriter Arnie Manoff, she had agreed to speak at the memorial service of a fellow actor, J. Edward Bromberg, who had been blacklisted and died of a heart attack just short of his 48th birthday.
2 days later, I was in a union meeting, Actors Equity meeting, and the actor in front of me said, "I see you've made the list." And I said, "What list?" And he said, "Red Channels." He had this book of Red Channels, and my name was in it. Lee Grant was in it, with the words that I'd said at his memorial.
What is it to see your name on that list today?
Well, I'm in good company.
Grant's name was placed on a list that included Leonard Bernstein, Lena Horne, Arthur Miller, Pete Seeger, Orson Welles, and many others.
From that day, for 12 years, I couldn't work again in film or television.
And once her name appeared, she had to testify in Washington, D.C. before the Un-American Activities Committee.
What did these men ask you?
They asked me if I got my work through the communists. They apparently had put together communist agent with theater agent. So an agent, they thought, was a communist agent. So, I mean, they were so stupid.
In 1964, her attorney did a political favor for the head of the House committee. And for Grant, the blacklist was over. But so was her marriage to Arnie Manoff, who soon died at 50 from a heart attack. Once off the list, many offers came her way, including one of the most popular television shows at the time, Peyton Place, for which she won an Emmy.
This is the continuing story of Peyton Place.
His actual statement was, "Tell your brother that I'm going to get him."
Peyton Place was a town ripe with secrets, and Grant had been keeping a few of her own. She'd been skimming years off of her birth date, and more.
I had a facelift at 30.
That's so young.
Yes, but I couldn't look in the mirror.
Did you achieve the effect you wanted?
Absolutely.
You felt what?
Everything that went down went up, you know.
So more roles followed, even if it meant playing slightly older women, like the one who wanted a shampoo and a lot more from her seductive hairdresser.
Well, you're looking great, baby.
What are you doing later?
Whatever you say.
And even though Warren Beatty himself was the hottest commodity in Hollywood, Grant swears there was no sex, even during his romantic visit to her hotel room.
We kissed each other, and it felt so good that we just kept on kissing and kissing and kissing until he left. It was morning after all. You know, he had a lot of other ladies to drop in on.
Maybe not Warren, but she did get Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, and her life changed again.
And as I went up, something like came over me of knowing that I was going to be too old for the kind of parts that I played, that I've been running from disclosing my age and knowing that age would always be against me.
As you're walking up, you saw it as the end.
This was it.
So she became a movie director, and along with her second husband, producer Joe Fury, made a series of highly successful documentaries.
Do a good day's work and be honest. And where did it get me? Out the door.
Their examination of poverty down and out in America won the Academy Award in 1987.
Well, from 12 years of not being able to express your opinion unless you were punished for it, it was being able to explore all of the social problems that were happening. It was the Reagan years. It was the first time that I'd seen homeless people. Are you writing?
Today, Lee Grant is just another one of those smart-looking women you see shopping on the streets of Manhattan.
I want 1/4 pound of Nova, please.
This grandmother of 5 has no trouble being seen in public. Just don't ask her how old she is.
What do you want me to say, Michelle?
That you are now.
Okay, I have a problem. Is that what you want to hear?
No. Are you going to tell me your age?
No.
How old are you?
I can't tell you that.
If she won't tell, we won't either.
In the 1968 classic Bullitt, Steve McQueen gave every future James Bond and Jason Bourne a driving lesson. Audiences felt as though they were riding shotgun. It was Hollywood's first major car chase shot not on a studio lot, but in real time at real speeds, out on the streets and hills of San Francisco.
I think McQueen was the key to designing this in a way that had never been seen before.
Tim Zinnemann, the movie's assistant director, says at one point the director closed off 60 square blocks of the city.
How much driving did McQueen do? As much as he could get away with.
Driving faster than 100 miles per hour meant a number of close calls, like this one. McQueen, an accomplished race car driver, blocked out the chase scenes himself.
He's Steve McQueen, and the film is Bullitt.
But the movie's other star was this 1968 Ford Mustang GT Fastback. Together, car and driver were the epitome of old school cool.
He was cool, but he was enthusiastic and going into details and wanting things to be right. Well?
I lost my place. Nobody's perfect.
In the movie, actress Jacqueline Bisset played McQueen's girlfriend. She was 23 and breaking into Hollywood.
It was a beautiful car, the Bullitt car.
Do you understand why that car has the mystique that it does?
To a certain degree, fast, low-lying, smooth, sexy guy in the front seat.
You've had your share of on-set experiences with alpha males.
Yes, I have, actually.
Where does McQueen rank?
Well, pretty regular. Not overly alpha male, no. He'd come and go, stealthy, stealthily.
After the movie, the Bullitt Mustang was just as stealthy. It disappeared. For decades, the Mustang became the holy grail for car collectors.
It was never meant to be a secret. It was just our car.
Robbie Kiernan and her son, Sean, shared the family secret. Her late husband, Robert, saw this ad in the back pages of Road and Track magazine and bought the Bullitt Mustang in 1974 for $6,000.
It was unbelievable. I mean, we had seen the movie, and then to see the car.
It still had the camera mounts underneath the chassis and a huge hole in the trunk for the smoke machine. The growl of the Mustang's V8 engine was deafening.
I taught at Catholic school, and the nuns heard the car and said, well, there's Robbie.
At one point, Steve McQueen tracked them down and asked the Kiernans to buy back what he called my Mustang.
It was part of our family at that point. It had too many memories.
The reality is it was your car.
It was my car.
And you weren't giving it up.
No.
After 1980, the pony car was garaged out of sight in a barn on their family farm in Tennessee.
This is the most personal thing that we have.
Last year, Sean Kiernan restored it, top to bottom. Today, it's 98% original.
I was in it to preserve history. I wasn't in it to make a shiny new object. I was in it to make something genuine and raw.
For him, the car's star power means more than Steve McQueen.
It's not just a '68 fastback. It is my dad's car,
So the rest of the world will look at the car and see Steve McQueen, but you'll always look at that car and see your father.
without a doubt.
The Kiernans are finally going public with a family secret, rolling it out at the Detroit Auto Show in its original faded glory.
How's that?
Perfect. That's the way we do it.
You can make a case that every car deserves to be treated as lovingly as this one was, right?
This one definitely has a soul.
It's now registered as a historic vehicle and touring the country, appearing before a whole new audience.
Does it feel kind of weird to show it off after hiding it all these years?
Very much so. I mean, I was emotional seeing it go. It was like a family member leaving the house.
Even people who don't live for cars, like Jacqueline Bissett, sense something special about this one.
I think it was you who said they take the car seriously, the people who own it.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really treat it as the true star of the movie.
Good to know.
I think what we did, there was an emotional connection to the cars, the drivers, the scene itself, and it was all real.
It still feels real 50 years later. Every Hollywood action hero driving a fast car is still chasing Steve McQueen's Bullitt Mustang.